Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Darkwing Dub, and I'm back with another one. So, you see the topic here. Maybe y'all seen it, maybe you haven't. But President Donald J. Trump wants the Washington Commanders to name their new stadium after him. Now, I typically try not to get into politics. I pay attention to it, but it's such a polarizing topic that I try to steer away from it. But it's hard to do in our country these days. Everything is based around politics. And sometimes it's really hard to get around. Think about everything that's been going on. It really started polarizing our country when the first black president was elected, Barack Obama. That's where it started showing cracks, right? And he was doing a lot of things, and I'm speaking sports world, right? Not politics. I know there's a lot of people out there that doesn't agree with the politics. So what? I'm not talking about his politics. I'm talking about the sports world. You know, he had a basketball goal installed at the White House. He talked to a lot of different celebrities that were in sports. I know he became particularly close with LeBron James and people like that, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, people like that. And then we started seeing more cracks, right? Donald Trump was president. Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. That was probably the most polarizing thing that the sports world went through, because that's when politics really started getting hot and heavy in sports. It's always been there. But it took off when Colin Kaepernick took that knee. I want to remind everyone, he was originally sitting. An ex-Green Beret, Nate Boyer, Texas Longhorn, told him that it was more respectful to kneel than it is to take a knee. As a proud veteran myself, I agree. Also, as a proud veteran, it's my job to protect his First Amendment right. It's freedom of speech, freedom of protest, all that stuff. This guy right here thought otherwise. Anyways, I'm saying all that to say that sports and politics have come almost hand in hand now. You know, we got Dana White wanting to put on a UFC show at the White House, which would be cool. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be cool, but there are so many other places to go, and we all know Dana White loves him some Donald Trump. So, does Donald Trump deserve a stadium named after him? Absolutely not. What in the world has he done that warrants naming a stadium after him? I'd argue there's so many other presidents that I would argue. He is not one. He hasn't done anything to warrant that, to make that demand. I don't think he's a good human being. Minus the politics. I'm not talking about politics. I am talking about him as an individual. I don't think he's a good person. Whether if you want to believe it or not, or if you think it's a hoax or not, the dude has 34 felonies. Touching up on women. Dude is not a good guy. So, what exactly has he done to warrant that? And I'm going to say absolutely nothing. He didn't earn it. If you're the Commanders, you name it after probably Joe Gibbs. He was the head coach that took you to the Super Bowl and won. Joe Gibbs deserves that honor, not Donald Trump. Why? Because he's the president of the United States and it's in Washington, D.C. No. I say name it after Joe Gibbs. Do whatever you have to do to keep politics out of this. There's no reason for him to be involved in anything like that. Now, if the owners of the Commanders decide to do that, it's their prerogative. It's their prerogative. It's their team. I just don't think that he has done anything of significance to earn that. Don't think he's a good human being. Think he's a terrible human being. I could really get into his politics if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Just him as an individual hasn't earned that right to have a stadium named after him. I personally think politics should stay out of sports, but the landscape that we're in, we know that can't happen. I mean, some of you guys may recognize me from my podcast, Ring Ropes Turnbuckle Podcast, where we talk about professional wrestling. And guess who spent a lot of time over in the White House? Triple H. And his wife, Stephanie McMahon. So, no. Give it to somebody who's earned it. I say Joe Gibbs and go from there. I don't understand his rationale behind a lot of stuff that he says and does. But especially this one. I don't see it. Anyways, that's all I got. That's all I can really say about that. Give it to somebody who's earned it. He hasn't done anything to earn it. For whatever reason, he thinks the world owes him something. We as people don't owe him anything. The world doesn't owe him anything. He was sworn into office to do a job. I'm not going to give my opinion on whether he is or isn't. I just don't think he's earned the right to have a stadium named after him. Let me know what y'all think. Until then, y'all go support the Ring Ropes Turnbuckle Podcast. I'll be back for another one later. Your boy Darkwing Dove, out. Salute.